welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about one of my favorite topics, and that is Walt Disney World. I'm going to share all of my best tips for planning your first time Disney World vacation. I recently helped two of my friends plan their first time family vacations to Disney World, and I also had a subscriber ask for what my best tips are for planning your first Disney trip, and so I'm going to share those with all of you today. My family and I are planning our 7th trip to Walt Disney World, and it is a huge passion of mine. I love talking all things Disney, and so if you have any other questions about anything that I've told you in this video, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I will try and do my best to answer them or make follow-up videos regarding anything that you guys still want to know about visiting Walt Disney World for the first time. My first piece of advice is do your research. Disney is a pretty complex vacation and it requires a lot of planning. If you are first-time visitors and you have never been there before, there's a lot of things that you're gonna need to know. Now, there are tons of great blogs out there, YouTube channels that talk about the ins and outs of planning a Disney vacation, and you can also enlist the help of a travel agent. I have a friend here on YouTube. Her name is Amanda W. I'm going to go ahead and link her channel in the eye in the sky here. I'm sure she would love to help any of you plan your first Walt Disney World vacation. If you want someone more local to you, I know AAA does have Disney certified planners, I believe, or you could also just like Google search and find a Disney planner in your area. Now, when I was planning my first time Walt Disney World vacation, I was dedicated to doing it myself. I'm just that type of person that loves researching things, and I found a lot of great information on different websites, on Facebook groups. You can go ahead over and follow Kenny the Pirate on Facebook. He has some really great information, and there are a ton of people. I have Disney videos on my channel, but there's also a ton of other YouTubers that get into all of the things that you need to know to plan your Walt Disney World vacation. Disney is expensive, let's face it. Even if you're doing it on a budget, you are spending a lot of money to go to Disney World, and you want to make the most of it. It is not the type of vacation that you can just book and not think about until a couple days before you're gonna go because you need to pack. There are things you need to do along the way, and it's definitely gonna take some research on your end to make the most of your first trip. The second thing is, once you've done your research, you need to make a plan. So you're gonna wanna plan out what parks you wanna visit. Disney has 4 major theme parks, 2 water parks, and also Disney Springs, which is like an entertainment and shopping venue. And so you're gonna need to find out what you wanna do. Do you wanna plan enough days in your vacation to kind of do it all? Or do you want to just focus on, 2 or 3 of the parks? How many park days and what type of park tickets are you gonna wanna buy? Also, what time of year are you gonna wanna go? There are always people at Disney. They're never short on visitors there, but there are times of year where it is way busier in the parks than it is other times of year. Same thing with price. So there's gonna be times of year that it's more expensive to visit Disney, that tickets are at higher prices, and there's gonna be times of year where it's a little bit less expensive to visit. And I'm gonna get a little bit into that more in this video, but you're gonna have to pick a time of year to go to Disney. And so you need to do your research, and then you need to make a plan and try and figure out, how many days you want to stay, what type of tickets you want to buy, and what parks interest you and your family the most. The third piece of advice is stay on Disney property. If you are planning a first-time Disney vacation, I would definitely say stay on Disney property. Walt Disney World has a ton of different resorts. They have value resorts, moderate resorts, and deluxe resorts. And staying at one of these Disney resorts is gonna get you a lot of perks. It gets you free transportation to and from the airport. So a bus will pick you up at the airport, take you right to your resort, and then you also get free transportation to any of the parks throughout your stay. So all you have to do is just go stand in line. A bus is gonna come frequently about every 15 to 20 minutes, take you to the parks, bring you back at the end of the day or midday if you want to take a break, and that's all free and included to you if you're staying at a Disney World resort. Now, if you're driving in, you can also park at the resort and at the parks for free. We don't have a ton of experience with that because we normally take Disney transportation whether we drive into Walt Disney World or not. Also eliminates that parking fee, and that is a big savings. Staying on property also allows you to have priority booking in a sense for things like fast passes and dining reservations. Staying at a Disney World resort also allows you extra magic hours. So that means you can get into the park sometimes an hour early and stay at the park up to 2 hours late. Now, this is specific to the days that certain parks, have extra magic hours, but that is still something that is reserved for resort guests only. So you aren't going to have just regular Orlando visitors coming into the parks during those times. It is something that is a perk for staying on Disney property. You're also going to get excellent customer service. We have been at Disney World and experienced everything from a medical emergency which required an ambulance trip to a hurricane, and we have never been disappointed in the customer service we received while staying on Disney property. Disney really does take care of their guests. They pretty much do it just as well as anyone in the business. And if you're a first-time guest and you have a lot of questions or you need a lot of help, it's really good to be there where you're going to have cast members who are knowledgeable and can help you kind of navigate the parks and navigate all of your questions. My fourth piece of advice is take advantage of your fast passes. I know way too many people who went to Disney that talk about how they had to stand in hour-long lines for every attraction in the park. You don't need to do that. Disney has something that is completely free to you, whether you're staying on property or staying off property, and that is called Fast Pass. Now, Fast Pass is essentially a skip the line perk, and you get 3 per day of park tickets that you have that you can book ahead of time. Now, I'll talk in a minute about how you can book more Fast Passes, but prior to you going on your Disney vacation, 60 days if you're staying on property, 30 days if you're not staying on property, you can hop on your My Disney Experience account and you can reserve certain times to visit some of Walt Disney's most popular attractions. So things like Mine Train and the Pandora rides, as well as Everest and the Kilimanjaro Safari, you can set aside a time 60 days before you ever step on Disney property where you know that your family is going to have a skip the line pass for that attraction. It is definitely something that you're going to want to take advantage of. You can find a ton of information about Fast Pass out there. If you guys have any more questions or want a follow-up video about what Fast Passes I would recommend in each park and exactly how you go about booking them, let me know. But just make sure that you are aware that you can book your Fast Passes, like I said, before you even step on Disney property, and it's something that you definitely want to do. Now, after you redeem those 3 Fast Passes that you can book in advance, you can continue to book them throughout the day. And so you don't have to stand in super long lines, especially when there could be Fast Passes available for those attractions. You can just book your Fast Pass right on the app and then go ahead, grab a Mickey bar, enjoy a parade, and go back to the attraction with little to no wait. My 5th piece of advice is understand how Disney dining works. There is very few instances where you could walk up to some place like this Cinderella's Royal Table inside the castle, Be Our Guest, or Ohana at the Polynesian and get a walk-up reservation. Most Disney restaurants will be taking reservations at 180 days out from your stay. So if you are an on-site resort guest, you can start booking your reservations 180 days before you step on Disney property, and you can book them for up to 10 days into your stay. We call that 180 plus 10, and it's really important that you do that if you want to make sure that you're having a sit-down meal every day, or sitting down at some of Disney's most popular restaurants is really important to you. There are definitely people who have had instances where they've walked up to certain restaurants on Disney property and gotten a walk-up reservation or booked their reservations, once they got to Disney. But it is very, very rare that you're going to get like premium dining experiences like character dining or dining at places like Chef Mickey without a reservation. So know that you need to make your dining reservations in advance so that you're not disappointed and you don't have a bunch of disappointed kids that thought that they were going to eat with princesses. I do have to say that I have a video all about making last-minute dining reservations. I will put it in an eye in the sky here. If you're interested in more information about that, check out that video because I have a little bit of like a secret way to get some character meals even last minute. Sixth piece of information is prioritize, because you will not get everything done. I think you could take a 10-day trip as a first timer and probably not get everything done that you want to do. Disney has so much to see, and it is such an amazing place full of lots of different experiences that knowing going in that you're probably not going to get to see and do everything that you want, especially if you're taking like a week-long trip, is really important. It is all about expectations, setting those expectations, and knowing that you are probably not going to be able to see every show and ride every ride multiple times. So make sure you prioritize. That kind of goes back to planning. Prioritize what is most important to you and your kids in each park, or if you don't have enough time to see all of the parks, what each park offers, because each park is going to offer unique experiences that aren't available everywhere. And I think a lot of times people go to Disney and expect that they're just gonna walk from Epcot to Magic Kingdom and kind of do all 4 parks in one day. You guys, there are Disney veterans who make it like a huge challenge to do headliners in all 4 parks in one day. So as a first-time visitor, you're still kind of trying to get your bearing, and you're probably not going to be able to do all of it, especially visiting multiple parks to get multiple things done in one day. Prioritize what you want to do. Know you're not going to get it all done. I always think to myself whenever someone comes back from a first trip and they say, but there was so much more we wanted to do, I always say, well, you can just plan a second trip. That is what happened to us. We went on our once-in-a-lifetime trip and have been back every year since. And so don't think that your first trip is going to be your only trip. I will warn you of that. You guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know that I didn't go into a lot of detail about each and everything that I spoke about. If you guys have more questions, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I'm actually doing a collaboration about my 5 best budgeting tips with a YouTube friend. I mentioned her earlier in the video, Amanda W. Really looking forward to that video. If you guys are interested in seeing more Disney content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little bell next to it so you're notified of when I post a video. I am so excited for each and every one of you that are going on your first time Disney vacation. Like I said, anything you want to know, ask me questions in the comment section below, and I will see you real soon.